Have you ever wondered why in American movies, people are always holding a cup of coffee, on their way to work, sipping it in the kitchen, at the office, on the street, even arguing while still clutching that cup? Is it just clever product placement for Starbucks? Or is morning coffee truly an irreplaceable part of American life? What about you? How do you start your morning? Coffee, tea, or just a glass of cold water? Leave a comment to let me know which team caffeine you belong to. And if you're someone who literally can't function without your morning cup of coffee, type "that's me" in the comments. Let's see how many of us are hooked on this magical drink. Now, let's rewind a bit in history. The morning coffee habit in America didn't start with Starbucks. Nor did it begin with the trendy hipster cafes sprouting across New York. Its origins are far deeper, and surprisingly, even tied to war. Here's one of those weird food facts that might amaze you. In the early 18th century, Americans drank tea, British style. But then came a famous event, the Boston Tea Party in 1773, when angry American colonists dumped British tea into the sea to protest unfair taxes. From that moment, tea became a symbol of colonialism, and coffee rose as the patriotic choice. Drinking coffee was a way of saying, "We are not them." Sounds interesting, doesn't it? If you ever thought coffee was just a boring office habit, now you know, it was once a political statement. Moving into the 19th century, coffee became more popular among the general public. But the real turning point came during the American Civil War, when soldiers received instant coffee rations to stay alert. American soldiers gradually developed a close bond with coffee. It became a companion in tough times. After the war, they brought this habit back home, and it spread into communities. Morning coffee slowly became a daily ritual, from the working class to the office workers. And just like that, the culture of coffee first, everything else later was born. Do you feel like a coffee warrior every morning? Share in the comments a time when your whole morning was thrown off just because you didn't have your coffee. We've all been there. By the early 1900s, coffee entered the industrial era. Major brands like Folgers and Maxwell House began packaging ground coffee, running nationwide ads, and defining the habit of drinking morning coffee at home. Here's another gem among weird food facts. Folgers' famous slogan, "The best part of waking up is Folgers in your cup," wasn't just catchy. It genuinely helped anchor coffee as the emotional start of the American day. Wake up, turn on the radio, brew a drip pot, eat peanut butter toast. That was the classic post-war American morning. And just like that, morning coffee wasn't just a beverage, it became a cultural moment. A small pause to breathe, before diving into the busy day. So what exactly transformed a simple cup of coffee, once just a humble substitute for tea, into one of the most iconic symbols of the American lifestyle? The answer takes us deep into the cultural heartbeat of the 20th century, an era defined by movement, ambition, speed, and the rise of urban life. It was the century of highways, briefcases, fast food, and fast thinking. And in the middle of it all, the rise of the modern coffee culture, hand in hand with innovation. One pivotal turning point came in 1971, when Starbucks was founded in Seattle. At the time, it wasn't a cafe. It didn't serve lattes or mochas. It was simply a store that sold whole coffee beans. But things shifted dramatically when a man named Howard Schultz, an employee at Starbucks, visited Italy and was captivated by the European espresso bar culture. What struck him wasn't just the drink, it was the feeling. He came back with a vision: coffee shouldn't just be a product, it should be an experience. A space. A ritual. A daily moment of identity and belonging. And with that idea, the modern American cafe was born. From then on, ordering coffee wasn't just a routine, it became personal branding. Whether you picked a black drip coffee or a tall iced caramel macchiato with oat milk and 2 pumps of vanilla, your choice told the world a little something about you. Coffee became a subtle way of saying, "This is who I am today." How do you usually take your coffee? Are you loyal to a classic brew, or do you go with the mood of the day? Share your go-to combo in the comments. you might just inspire someone to switch things up tomorrow. And here's a weird food fact most people don't think about. While countries like Italy and France embraced the sit-down, tiny porcelain cup of espresso, America became the champion of the to-go cup. Why? Because in the US, life is always in motion. People are working 2 jobs, juggling school runs, side hustles, and meetings. In this culture of constant movement, the grab-and-go mindset took over. That paper coffee cup became more than just a container, it became a symbol of ambition. We've all seen it, the quintessential image of American mornings, one hand holding a smartphone, the other wrapped around a coffee cup, walking briskly through a busy street or hopping into a car. Coffee in the US isn't just about staying awake. It's about being ready to take on the world. And yet, here's the beautiful contradiction, even in a society that glorifies speed and hustle, morning coffee remains a slow moment, a tiny pause. It's that quiet 2-minute window when the world softens and all that matters is the warmth in your hand and the aroma rising from the cup. It belongs to no one else, it's yours. Have you noticed? Many Americans might skip breakfast altogether, but they won't skip coffee. Because it's not just a drink. It's a ritual. A moment of grounding. A soft launch into a hard day. Do you have a morning ritual that helps you feel like yourself again? It doesn't have to be coffee. Maybe it's stretching by a window, listening to a podcast, watering your plants, or just standing still for 30 seconds before the chaos begins. Share it in the comments, let's inspire each other with simple grounding habits. On a deeper level, the American coffee cup represents something bigger, freedom of choice. You can drink it hot, cold, sweet, bitter, black, or filled with whipped cream. You can enjoy it in solitude, with a friend, while working, or while people watching through a cafe window. There's no one right way, and that's kind of the point. Here's another one of those weird food facts. Did you know that in movies and TV, characters often make coffee during tense scenes, not because they need caffeine, but because it creates emotional space? Coffee acts like a reset button. In moments of heartbreak, conflict, or even mourning, someone says, "I'll make some coffee." It's a signal that things are shifting, that we're grounding ourselves before facing the next chapter. And that's the magic of coffee. It's not just fuel. It's not just a drink. It's a tool for connection, sometimes with others, and sometimes with ourselves. What's the most unexpected or memorable place you've ever had your morning coffee? Was it during a camping trip? Sitting on a rooftop? Sipping in silence after a tough night? Share that memory, maybe we'll uncover more weird food facts moments in the process. If you've stayed with me this far, thank you. Thank you for sharing not just this story, but this metaphorical cup of coffee with me. And if you enjoy this kind of content, slow, cozy stories filled with culture, food, and the little details that make life beautiful, don't forget to follow or subscribe. I've got plenty more coming your way. Maybe tomorrow, when you wrap your hands around that warm cup, you'll remember this conversation. And maybe, just maybe, it'll make your coffee taste a little deeper, a little richer, because now you know that what you're holding isn't just a drink. It's identity. It's ritual. It's history in a paper cup. See you in the next episode. Until then, may your mornings be bold, and your coffee even bolder.